Hey, what's up guys? Today we are back with episode number 4 of our Nothing But Truck series. On today's episode, we will be looking at Freightliner trucks. Now, let's get started. The Freightliner Corporation was founded in 1929 as the truck manufacturing division of Consolidated Freightways, but it wasn't until 1942 that the company was established. Freightliner produces a range of vans, medium-duty trucks, and heavy-duty trucks under its Freightliner Custom Chassis subsidiary. The company produces bare chassis and cutaway chassis for multiple types of vehicles. If you would like to know more about the overall history of Freightliner trucks, then you're in luck, as we have a video on the history of Freightliner in our truck history playlist. Go check it out. In line with the company name, during the 1930s, Freightways Manufacturing began to brand its truck production under the Freightliner name. In addition to their shorter length, the trucks underwent weight reduction to maximize use of engine power, needed to climb mountain grades in the western United States. In 1942, the industry's first commercial vehicle with an all-aluminum cab debuted, dubbed the Shovel Nose, or Model 600. This was the launch of the Freightliner brand. However, soon after the US entered World War II, truck building was suspended while the Freightliner Corporation built war materials. In 1950, Freightliner introduced the Eastern Freightliner, a B-42 tractor designed to haul a single semi-trailer. In 1953, Freightliner introduced a cab with an overhead mounted sleeper. The first generation shovel nose cab was retired for 1954 in favor of the taller, flatter WFT design. As an option, a Mountaineer 4x4 system was offered. As mentioned, the four-wheel drive Freightliner Mountaineer tractor was introduced, offering improved on and off-highway traction, enabling doubles to operate on snow-covered mountain passes with front axle engaged. Traction exceeds that of a dual-drive tractor, yet it has the flexibility of a short wheelbase, single-drive model. It was also equipped with a new, improved cab that gave drivers maximum comfort. It had easier engine access, and the three-piece riveted nose section was stronger, which reduced the cost when repairs were necessary. This series went from 1954 until 1976. In 1974, the company introduced its first conventional model, the 1974 WFC 120, which was an adaptation of the high cabovers mainstay product. High cabovers accounted for well over 50% of the US market in those days, owing to overall length regulations that limited the bumper to taillight dimension of a semi-trailer unit to 55 feet on interstate highways. Conventionals were popular on western roads due to more convenient ingress, better ride, and easier access to the engine for servicing. This is the year when they began to shift towards conventional trucks. This series lasted until 1976. In 1976, Freightliner expanded its product line, introducing the driver-friendly FLL low-cab forward truck, which was intended for vocational applications. That same year, Freightliner renamed the WFT cabover to reflect the discontinuation of White Motor Company distribution. It was essentially the same truck, just renamed to the FLD Series, which ran from 1976 to 1986, and included the FLT, FLT 6442, FLT 9664, and the FLT 7564. A year later, they would come out with their all-conventional lineup, the FLC Series, which included the FLC, FLC 120, FLC 12064, FLC 12064T, and the FLC 12084. This series would get a model update in 1984. The setback axle version would be then produced from 1984 until 1987, and the FLC 112 is unrelated to the series and is a part of the business class. This series would go on until 1987. In 1985, Freightliner introduced a new medium conventional series, which is referred to as the business class, or the FL series, using the passenger portion of the cabin from the introduced Mercedes-Benz LK. Mercedes cabins gradually became used for a number of Freightliner trucks. In 1989, Freightliner acquired a standing plant in Cleveland, North Carolina, near Statesville, that had been producing transit buses for German manufacturer MAN. The business class range was sold as both a straight truck and a semi-tractor. During the late 1990s, the business class would become popular in bus applications, in both cowled chassis and cutaway cab configurations. In 2001, Freightliner introduced the Freightliner Business Class M2 as the second-generation business class, selling variants of the FL series through 2007. This series would consist of the FLC 112, FLC 11262ST, FL 112, FL 50, FL 60, FL 70, and the FL 80. This series would go from 1985 until 2007. 1987 was a busy year, as they came out with the FLA, FLB, and FLD series. The FLA and FLB were a series of cab-over trucks. In the FLA lineup, it had the FLA 104, FLA 104-64, FLA 75, FLA 7542T, FLA 8662, FLA 8664T, FLA 9664, and the FLA 9664T. As for the FLB lineup, it had the FLB 142T, FLB 104-64, and the FLB 9664. These series went until 1997. Now, the FLD series made 1987 a landmark year for Freightliner. The FLD was Freightliner's first aerodynamic conventional tractor. The FLD was introduced in 112-inch and 120-inch BBCs. The Classic series, which used the FLC hood, was later introduced in 1990. The FLD SD was equipped with classic non-aerodynamic hood and fenders. The FLD series included the FLD 112, FLD 120, FLD 120-42S, FLD 120-64ST, FLD 120-64T, FLD 120HD, FLD 120SD, FLD 120SFFA, FLD 132, FLD 132-64T Classic XL, FLD SD, and the FLD 120. This series went until 2010. A few years later, they would come out with their Classic series. With the huge success following the FLD, Freightliner would introduce the FLD Classic for those that desired a more traditional appearing truck. This series just included the Classic and the Classic XL. The Classic had a 120-inch BBC, while the Classic XL had a 132-inch BBC. This series would later be replaced by the Coronado line. The Classic series was in production from 1990 to 2010. For 1996, the company would come out with the C Series line. The first introduction was the Freightliner Century class, its first completely new Class 8 conventional in over 20 years. As mentioned moments ago, this series would go on to replace the FLD series in multiple phases. The Century class was renamed Century Class ST, which stood for Safety and Technology, for the 2000 model year. The ST package added a driver's side airbag and improved seat mounting restraints. The Century Class ST was also offered with a driver's lounge and backpack option. The backpack option was an added fiberglass hump added to the outside of a rear cab sleeper model that provided additional interior storage space between the bunks. The 2005 model year brought a facelift, with larger jeweled headlamps in a redesigned headlight housing, redesigned front grille with larger horizontal bars, and a redesigned front bumper with optional round fog and driving lights now recessed, as well as optional chrome trim around the headlights, and a more aerodynamic overall profile. The Century class would remain in production in the United States until 2010, when it was formally replaced by the newly designed Cascadia. In 2001, the Freightliner Coronado was introduced. The Class 8 conventional truck was intended for long haul and vocational use. It featured Cummins, Caterpillar, and Detroit engine options. That generation was discontinued in 2010 to make way for a second. However, the first generation remains available as a glider, referred to as the 122 SD. The Coronado would replace the Classic and Classic XL. During the same year as the Coronado rolled out, the Condor also made its debut. The Condor had a low entry cab configuration, designed especially for the refuse industry, and offered a maximum GVW rating of up to 98,000 pounds. To make it cope with the tight city streets or congested traffic situations, the truck received a setback front axle, which improved the overall maneuverability. The Condor was offered with a wide range of Cummins and Caterpillar engines, which developed between 275 horsepower and 375 horsepower. It was developed nearly exclusively for refuse applications and was available in a semi. This series would be in production until 2013 and was later replaced by the iconic SD. Sticking to medium-duty trucks from Freightliner, in 2002, the Freightliner Business Class M2 was produced. The M2 is the successor to the FL series, introduced in the 1990s. The Business Class M2 is produced in a wide range of configurations, in both medium-duty and severe service configurations. There are 3 different cab configurations: a 106-inch BBC day cab, a 132-inch BBC extended cab, and a 154-inch BBC 4-door crew cab. The crew cab configuration offers seating for up to 6 passengers. This medium-duty truck has been seen as an ambulance, bus, and several other variations. This series is still in production today. The newest of the C series was the Freightliner Cascadia. Its design took fuel efficiency into greater consideration, and several other features including the powertrain offerings, sound mitigation, safety systems, and overall mechanical reliability were improved from its predecessors. The first of the Cascadia line was the Cascadia Evolution, then the new Cascadia. The Cascadia Evolution is a more fuel-efficient version of the Cascadia, released in 2013 and equipped with the latest aerodynamic improvements of the time, as well as enhanced driver comfort and convenience features, such as a redesigned and easier-to-read instrument cluster, brand new seats with better back and lumbar support, ergonomically repositioned dashboard switches with larger, higher contrast text, and an available battery-powered auxiliary HVAC system from Thermo King, designed to reduce overnight engine idling, both saving fuel and reducing noise while drivers are asleep. In 2017, the Cascadia received a major design revision for the 2018 model year. On the outside, the new Cascadia's got a fresh aerodynamic shape with dozens of sleek new updates, designed specifically to drive fuel efficiency gains. Standard enhancements such as an upper door seal, elliptical-shaped mirrors, sloped hood, bumper with integrated air deflector, and integrated antennas all minimize drag. Optional Aero and Aero X packages provide additional aerodynamic benefits to manage airflow, including longer side extenders, lower chassis fairings, drive wheel covers, and proprietary design wheel fairings. Interior-wise, the truck received a complete overhaul, an all-new dashboard, and new even more ergonomic seats. Both make the truck very driver-centric and provide superior visibility. The Cascadia Sleeper contains a larger bunk, redesigned storage cabinets, new aircraft-inspired dimmable LED ceiling lights, standard in-raised roof sleepers, and the available driver's loft feature, which adds a collapsible table and 2 collapsible seats, all of which stow neatly underneath an extra-wide Murphy-style bunk. If equipped with an upper bunk, the raised roof sleeper also includes a standard telescopic ladder for easier access to the top bunk. The Cascadia would replace the Century class and is still in production today. Going back a little bit, in 2011, the SD line was introduced. This would round out Freightliner's vocational offering to cover a wide range of severe duty applications, such as construction, mining, and municipal segments. This series includes the 108 SD AB, 114 SD AB, and the 114 SD AF. It is also still in production today. The latest Freightliner install was the Iconic SD. Freightliner debuted the Iconic SD low-entry cabover. Intended largely for refuse applications, the model line is an adaptation of the Mercedes-Benz Iconic. The cab and the chassis are designed and manufactured in Worth, Germany, Daimler's largest truck plant. More than 125 modifications optimize the truck for North American operations. Final assembly of the cab and the chassis is completed in Gaffney, South Carolina, at the Freightliner Custom Chassis Corporation manufacturing facility. The Freightliner Iconic SD is engineered to enhance the safety of not only the driver and crew, but also pedestrians and drivers of other vehicles. The truck's panoramic windshield and low seating position provide outstanding visibility, while the mirror system offers an expanded field of vision for work areas and potential blind spots. The short wheelbase and aggressive wheel cut deliver superior maneuverability. Further contributing to the Freightliner Iconic SD's safety is the Detroit Assurance Suite of safety systems. The Freightliner Iconic SD comes standard with active brake assist, adaptive cruise control, and lane departure warning to mitigate potential collisions. Optional safety features include side guard assist and a built-in camera system. Well guys, that brings us to the end of this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Before you leave, like the video, subscribe to our channel, click that notification bell, and comment below. What did you think of some of these Freightliner trucks? Need parts for your rig? Check out our website, jackschromeshop.com, as we have a wide variety of products. Can't find what you're looking for? Give us a call or send us an email, and we'll help you find what you're looking for. Thanks again guys for watching. I'll see you next time, and remember, if your rig don't shine, you don't know Jack.